Oh, now it works.
Okay, well, come back around now.
Thank you for being a miracle worker. I think it's still live. Okay, we'll start. Bye, Donnie. You ready, Mervyn?
Once again, yes.
So I guess we'll start. Hi, my name is Sharon Gorecki, and I am with our special guest, Mervyn Kennedy from Temple Core,
Good morning.
on our episode of the Red Shield of Central Maryland podcast, where we share events, special stories, and occurrences happening around Central Maryland, and special stories that impact a lot of people, because we're always, as the Salvation Army, we're always doing the most good. So let's get started. I have a couple special events to share, and then we're going to take the mic straight to Mervyn.
Okay.
So this is a special week for the Salvation Army. We're celebrating the resurrection of Jesus Christ through many of our Easter celebrations. Today's April 6th, Baltimore Hamden Corps will have a special interfaith service celebrating Seder at 6:30 p.m. All are welcome. Come hungry to learn and hungry to eat. On April 7th, 2023, that's tomorrow, that's Good Friday, we are having a special Good Friday service for all people and all Corps members at the Salvation Army of Middle River.
Correct.
Will you be there, Mervyn?
I will be there. I'll be a speaker.
He's going to be one of our keynote speakers. It's going to be exciting. And I just also want to share on this Saturday, the Salvation Army is teaming up with 30 plus churches in Baltimore City to bring peace into the city on April 9th, 2023 at 6:30 a.m. So wake up bright and early. This special event will take place at McKeldin Square at the Inner Harbor. Peace in the City is a special Easter event that will bring the power of prayer to help Baltimore City heal and thrive. And prayer has always been a very powerful weapon, and we're going to have some wonderful pastors, priests. We're going to have Captain Michael Chisholm of Temple Core. We're going to have many Temple Core members.
Correct.
Who will be attending, who will be praying to help everyone.
You forgot to give the time.
That's why I needed you, Mervyn.
6:30 in the morning.
That's why I need Mervyn.
6:30 a.m. at the Inner Harbor.
He corrects me. I need that. So after Peace in the City, all are welcome to come to Baltimore Temple Core and also Baltimore Hamden Core for breakfast and Easter service. I also know that Hamden Core has an Easter egg hunt after the service full of delicious surprises. So you have to come. And I also want to visit our website, www.sa-md.org, to sign up for a life skill course. We have courses on budgeting, cooking, personal safety, you name it. We have it. It's open to the public. Please sign up. Knowledge will take you far. And if you ever have spare time on the weekends to pack grocery boxes for low-income seniors as part of our CSFP program, please contact our volunteer coordinator, Samantha Bowman, at samantha.bowman@uss.salvationarmy.org. You can always do the most good on the weekends. And when you volunteer, even for an hour, think of how many people you're feeding in Baltimore City. And each box is a week's worth of food. So if you want to learn more about the Salvation Army of Central Maryland, visit our website, www.sa-md.org. And now let's take it to Mervyn. So Mervyn, tell us more about who you are, what you do, and what makes you pretty darn cool.
Well, my name is Mervyn Kennedy. I go to Baltimore Temple in the Salvation Army. My title over at the Corps is I'm the Assistant Corps Sergeant Major. The things that I do at the Corps, we have a ministry called the Cornbread Cafe. That is one of the passions that we have. That consists of feeding people we only do it once. We do it once a week on Thursday, but we're trying to expand it to every day of the week except Sunday because of church. We need the volunteers to help us. That's the first thing.
Mm-hmm.
And also, we're trying to incorporate all of the cores that we have in the Maryland area to help participate. So instead of just feeding in the West Baltimore area, we will be able to feed where the other cores are located, which are at Middle River and at Hampton. So that will give us a western side, a central side, and then, of course, we're in the western side of town. And that way we can feed more people and try to meet the needs of them, not just food, but spiritual needs also. We have an issue with just trying to get it all started. We're trying to make it where everybody's involved, but limitations are being put on us right now because of the COVID and different little things that come up, and we have to get the resources together to expand it. But it's never stopped. We're just trying to expand it further than what it is. I know it's going to be done because we got God's hand, and so it's automatically done. We're just waiting for the proper time and everything to just fall in place, and everything will be done.
So I'm going to throw a couple questions at you, Mervyn.
Okay.
Why do we need to help people? Why do we need to feed people with food and with spirituality, like Christianity? Why do we need to help people overall?
Well, it's if somebody's hungry, they're not really willing to listen to anything you have to say because your words aren't going to resonate within them, because their main priority is that they need food and they need the water, they need nourishment. So if you give them the physical nourishment, then you can give them the spiritual nourishment later. You can, when people are sitting down eating and the fellowshipping with them, then they get to know you. You feed them and they appreciate it. They come back and they want to be a part of, they enjoy your company, you enjoy their company. Because without the people, there is no need for the Feed More program. So the people are the biggest aspect. We bring them in and we feed them. Then we can talk to them about Christianity, about God and Jesus and different things. There's no point in me talking to them when their mind isn't on that particular subject. So when you feed them physically, then you can feed them mentally after the fact. They're more inclined to listen to you because now you've done something for them and they feel like, okay, well, I can eat and listen, but just to listen on the hungry, and they hungry, it's like, I don't feel like hearing that right now. I need something to eat. I need a sandwich, or I need a bottle of water or something. So once you meet that physical need, then you can encourage them to do other things. And through that, the church will grow because the people will want to come and they see the good that we're doing, then they might want to be a part of that. So that's the biggest thing with the Feed More program is to, once you get them, then you get the spirit fed after that. But feed them physically first, and then you can feed them spiritually later.
So Mervyn has a great story about Lot C and COVID. What happened?
Well, that was a nice event. During the COVID pandemic, in the height of it, a lot of people lost, didn't work and had various things they couldn't do. And the Salvation Army and a whole lot of donors and a whole lot of volunteers came down to Lot C, and we packed boxes and we carried food out and delivered it to people. That was during the height of the pandemic. We gave them all the PPEs that we could muster up: masks, the hand sanitizer, gloves. We gave them all the things to try to help them protect themselves. We went out to events that they were having. They had little rallies around the city. We went out with the Feed More trucks and we gave them water. We made sure we gave them masks so that while they were in a massive group of people, that they could at least they had the water and they could use the mask so they wouldn't hopefully transmit the disease to one another. Try to keep them protected while they were out there protesting. So we went out and we tried to supply some of the needs for that. But Lot C was basically to make sure that all the people who signed up and we knew the in need received a box of food. Like she said, come on Saturday, help pack the boxes.
Mm-hmm.
We packed them and we delivered them every day to people on the list. And it was a massive undertaking, but it was done through the great works of a whole lot of volunteers and a whole lot of people who sponsored it. as far as the food that they, we received from them, and just getting it together, the vehicles that the people let us use to deliver the food. It was a beautiful experience for that year or two that we did it.
So think about it in hindsight. We had this unpredictable outbreak, COVID. So all these volunteers risked their lives to make sure thousands upon thousands of our most vulnerable are fed.
Correct.
And treated with respect.
And like I said, we gave them, along with the food, we gave them the PPEs that we had, as well as trying to keep the people who were volunteering, everybody around us, we had the hand sanitizer. So it was all hands on deck for our safety, but we made sure we tried to stay safe, and the people who we were around, we tried to make sure they were safe, as well as when we delivered the food, we would take it to the people, put it on their porch, and let them, if they couldn't take it in the house themselves, we would, but we made sure they had something that they could have to eat without having to go out, because people were scared to go out and a lot of things. So we took care of a lot of needs for people, and the need hasn't decreased at all. If anything, it's increased, but we're still working, trying to maintain what we were doing. So we always need help with the volunteerism, which is a nice thing if you have time. And anybody that can donate something that would benefit someone, we always appreciate that too.
We always need volunteers. We always need help. You can learn more about our volunteer opportunities on our website, www.sa-md.org. You can also come to Temple Core on Sundays. We always need more folks to join the family.
True.
So we have services at, I think,
11. Well, Sunday school's at 10 on Sunday, and then the worship service starts at 11.
Please come.
The address is 213 North Calhoun Street for my particular core. I'm not exactly sure the other addresses of the other cores, but once again, you can find them on the website where they're located at.
Yep.
Because they have one out in Middle River area, and they have one up in Hamden, and we're the one in the city. We're the inner city core. So
please come join the family. I know a Temple Core is always doing wonderful events, and they're always out in the community feeding, helping people.
Every opportunity we get, we're willing to help somebody. So that's what drew me to the core when about 20 some odd years ago, was the fact that I saw the good that was being done by the people that I was around, and it made me I became a member of the Corps, which is a soldier in the Army, of the Salvation Army, and seeing what the little bit that I was contributing did for so many people just made me stick around, because it's like, I'm not really doing a lot, but a lot is being done with the little that I'm giving, and everybody else's little made for a lot to be done for a lot of people. So that's what drew me to the Corps, was the fact that they always were helping people. It was never about any individual. It was always about the other people and the people in the Corps and the people that we tried to help with things that they needed. It was always it's more like an assistance program. So that's what I really like about the Corps, is that the little that we give and we do reaches a massive amount of people. So that's the one true thing that I found out about being a member of the Salvation Army.
I think I'm not too familiar with the story, but I think Jesus had a couple loaves of bread.
Yes.
Well,
yeah, with the fish and the bread, he had 7, I think it was 5 fish and 7 loaves of bread, or the other way around, not sure. But when he fed all the multitude of people, when they collected it back, they collected the leftovers, supposedly. They came back with baskets full of bread and baskets full of fish. And it was like, how did this minuscule amount I started with turn into a massive amount of return that I have left over? And everybody was full. Everybody was fed. So it's like those pennies that we put in the red kettle season. That little bit of change that you consider a little bit of change, when it all adds up, it does a massive amount of good for other people. So whenever you see the red kettles out in red kettle season, don't think like, well, I only got 15 cents. Multiply that 15 by 10 people. That's $1.50.
Yep.
So that can get something for someone. So never be afraid to give whatever you can. The more the better, but never be ashamed of, well, that's all I have is this. We need whatever we can get, and we appreciate everything we get, and we do the most good with it. That is our slogan, doing the most good. And we do that.
So on that note, thank you, Mervin.
Okay, no problem.
Thank you, Mervin. Have a great Easter weekend. See you next week.
You too, Miss Sharon.